I'm very interested in painting because I can kind of do everything on the surface, and it seems like it's a universe that can go on and on, expand out from the canvas. Sometimes I also do sculptural stuff, but that's more limited in the edge. But it's good to spread it out in an exhibition room to kind of create a setting you can go into. This is a piece where there's a lot of different ways of working. There's both a kind of random way where it splashes, it drips, and it's pouring down, and it is polarized by a very deterministic way of working, where I kind of draw the same kind of feeling of something liquid that is the paint. But this is the real paint, and this is like paint markers that has to create an optical illusion of something flowing. So I like to work with those two opposites, the random and the deterministic, because I'm interested in what makes the universe work between chaos and cosmos, and how do the turbulent liquids and forms of nature interact and create the universe we're in. It's kind of obvious for me to go into other shapes because my worlds they have this roundness and the expanding feel of like globes, or how the universe kind of moves out from a center. So the round shape is very appropriate, and also it talks about the eternity in this shape, and it talks to the shapes in the painting, the round kind of the spiraling water. Everything in the universe is a spiral in a way. Everything has a fractal pattern, and the Fibonacci numbers that binds everything together, you can say, in the universe. So that's what interests me, and then I create this kind of fantastic world. But our world is fantastic in itself. It doesn't have to be a fairy tale, because when you zoom in and out on the material of the universe, it's a very fantastic and surreal world that surrounds us. In those ones, it was for an exhibition where there were these very tall walls and doors, and the rooms were quite provoking for me to do something special. So that's why I chose those very tall formats. Normally it's more like a normal format like this, because it's kind of neutral in a way. I can do everything on this flat square canvas, so the form of it doesn't interfere with your experience of the work. And sometimes I like to do very, very big paintings, because I can kind of fold out this whole universe. Sometimes I like to make those little miniature worlds, because you can kind of go into it in another way. So it's kind of like where my mood is, and what which kind of exhibition I want to achieve in hanging them. So the space I'm either exhibiting or making a public decoration or something. The room speaks to me and says what it wants to contain. Yeah, that's a funny story because the old Tycho Brahe planetarium, their old exhibition, they sold out of it to make a new exhibition. So I bought the biggest planets there that they had in the ceiling. So the biggest one were 1.5 meters in diameter and then smaller from there. So I bought those and painted on them because I'm also interested in how the painting can change when you move around the spherical surface, and the kind of like the horizon always changes both when I'm working on it and when you walk around. So the painting comes alive in that way and becomes it's a funny mix between a sculpture and a painting in a way. It's just there right in the middle of those two, and that interests me because it's breaking some ground with it's furthering the painting in a way. So and also it creates this universe and ambience you can go into. Two years ago I attended a competition to make kind of like the site for the town Aalborg, and I won the competition, and with this drawing here, and I had to decorate two old worn-out silos at an Eternit factory ground. And it became the biggest mural in Northern Europe, so 1,500 square meters of painting I had to do from this little sketch here. So I stood up on the stillages, I don't know how you say it, on the scaffolding, I think it is, around the towers, and I absolutely couldn't see anything. So I had to just use this little sketch and take every square inch and blow it up to every square meter, and yeah. So I had to measure and count, and it was a big project, and it took like a half a year to make it. So I drew it all up, most of it up, and then the tech college students and all the other people in the project, they then painted up the surfaces, and yeah, so 50 people worked, and some of the young people even got further jobs from the thing. So it was also kind of like a social project. They could see how I worked as an artist, and I could see how they kind of more concretely worked with making it come true. So I learned a lot from the experience as well. I don't mind working in the public space because I think the kind of like the collaboration and the communication with people is interesting, and you kind of like get the reaction right there. Whereas if I'm working in my space here, it's much later than that people that I kind of get a communication or a dialogue around the work. But this is more direct, and it has its downfalls as well. It's yeah, there's wind and weather and rain, and you know, and it's hard work. It's physically, mentally, it's very stressful, and but all in all, it's like it's even like it's like a mountain climber, I think, to get to the top and all that hard work, and then when you're there, you're very happy about it. So. Yeah. I'm living in the now, so I just want to keep on make paintings, and I have an exhibition in Egelund next fall, so I have a whole year to work on new pieces, and I'm very inspired all the time. I have ideas all the time. Each new painting goes out into 10 more ideas. So I just physically have to kind of to get the work done, and then it's a process all the time, so it changes, and but I have that exhibition and some other projects as well. Maybe a big one like this one, but let's see.